So hello everyone. Like the title suggests, this is why I'm doing these videos, just to update you a little bit on my situation. So the topic is probably the same as we have all been talking about. So I'm going to talk about my experience of being tested for the coronavirus COVID-19 in Finland. So to avoid being so awkward on the camera, I'm going to do my makeup at the same time to finally getting out. Yes. So it's all started out. So many of you have known that I have been having respiratory issue since January when I came back to Vietnam. And those issues still persisting until now. Last week I just got some procedure done for the nasal. So yeah, it was quite invasive. It's almost like a minor surgery, and since in Asia, namely in Vietnam, we have already been so cautious with the coronavirus situation since the beginning of the year. I was being also myself cautious when, like in Finland. So recently last week when Finland announced that there's more cases that got it from traveling, and then after a while they stopped reporting that people got it from traveling, which means that it's transmitting through the community, through people around you. And it was the beginning of the week. So on Tuesday, I came into contact with a sick person on Tuesday the 10th. So I was already a little bit conscious about the person being sick and still going out to see people. So I tried to, of course, limit my contact with the person. However, the situation was a bit unavoidable, and I have been self-distancing from everyone since last Tuesday. On the same days, I also had the procedure done for my sinuses, and it was, like I said, it was a minor procedure, so I was a bit weaker, and there's a little bit of pain after the day, and so after that I practiced self-distancing for the whole week. I cancel my own workshop on Wednesday, actually also through a suggestion. Then I was waiting because I have heard that this person that I came into contact with being tested for the virus, and at this point I'm not too worried, because of course that I don't have any symptoms at that point. So I was just waiting for the whole situation, evolving throughout the week, when government have different procedure policy rolling out days by days, and they start updating cases. The cases rose really fast, and that's the point when it's all like a little bit chaotic until the end of the week. So like I got the news about the person on Saturday, and I start now. It wasn't like being panicked, but I start being worried because on Friday the 13th, I have had some issue again with my respiratory system, like pain in the face here, which is very common with sinusitis. And then like I have dry and sore throat, and sometimes it's causes dry cough as well. So that's when I was worried on Saturday. I just chose to stay in completely on Sunday, and on Monday I called to the my health station. Actually, I tried to call the not emergency, but like the coronavirus helplines in Helsinki, but it's always like you're waiting for 30 minutes and nobody's pick up. But I called my health station first thing in the morning and left my phone number, and they called back within like 2 hours. So after the me trying to call the coronavirus helpline, and at this point they asked me about my symptoms, and because I have the contact with a infected person about a week, so then they put me on the test list. And so I was thinking, okay, because I'm infectious, right? Like if I'm suspected to have the viruses, I'm infectious to people around me, and I should be, I don't know, there should be somebody comes and get my samples. But no, they were like calling me after they forward me to the can't pronounce this word, epidemiologist, I think. And they said that they will call me the next day to because they don't have time on Monday. However, they actually call at 3:30 around there in the afternoon on Monday, and they said that I can come to get my sample taken at the test point near Meilahti, Hartman hospital. So that wasn't too far from my house. So then they said that yes, I cannot take public transport. I can either go with my own car, own bike, or I can walk. So I walked there. It took me 40 minutes to walk there and then 40 minutes to walk back. So if I were really sick, that wouldn't be an option. Oh God. But yeah, and I got my sample taken. It's like a really, really long cotton stick. So imagine this is a normal Q-tip. You got double the size, and they insert this much into your nasal passage, up your nose. It was painful and very uncomfortable, and the nurse constantly saying sorry for doing this to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's so terrible to be in that situation. So the testing site is tent outside of the hospital, so that you don't come anywhere in the hospital, so you still not coming into a building, because that's how the rules are about home quarantine. So yeah, until I got the result, I have been home quarantine, and they've been telling me what does it mean to be home quarantine. It means that I cannot go into any buildings or going into any public transport or public space, and I have to keep a distance of 2 meters from other people if I go out. And yeah, and luckily during this time that my flatmate is not home, and I just keep her posted through the phone about my situation. And yeah, I got my neighbor helping me out with the grocery, which is awesome. Shout out to him. But today finally I got the test result back and it's negative. I also checked up with a few people who has the same contact and they also tested negative. So that's such a relief. Now I can go out for grocery. Still be careful, people. Yeah, just want to share about what happened during the actually official quarantine. And if you suspect to have to contracting the COVID-19 virus, please, if your symptoms is not critical, not too serious, please call your health center. They are the health center are also being directed to the epidemiologist, and they would help you faster than actually calling the helpline for people with critical condition. And yeah, it would help everyone in this situation. You might even get served faster. So I have heard about many people complaining that they won't get tested, and it's really hard at this point because I think the Finnish government is a little bit let's say understaffed and under constrained or under prepared for this situation, at least in terms of testing. That of course they probably trying to test everyone, but it simply cannot be the case at the moment, and that's why they have restricted the guideline of who they can test and what are the priorities. In my case, I think that why did I get tested is because I have been in contact with an infected person. I do have pre-existing condition, which is my sinusitis, and I have some medication for it currently still. So I need to know if it's one disease or another in order to treat it accordingly. So then also that my daily job is working with people, so in case if I'm infectious, I should know so I can stay away from people, and yeah, I should stay home. So yeah, I think that's and maybe you will need a little bit of luck for them to testing you. When now that it's move on to community transmission, it's really hard to test everyone, and yeah, I think they are doing the best, and hopefully soon they will be able to test everyone calling in, or maybe they can even, I don't know, distribute home sample kit, whatever, and you just sent it in to the lab. But right now the result took 3 days. So that's how long I wait since Monday, and in the morning today I got the result. So yeah, I think it's just, if you're sick, stay home, stay away from people, take paracetamol, cough syrup, the normal, the usual flu stuff, Finrexin or Panadol Hot. That's also something that it's really helpful because it has paracetamol and some flu medicine. And Yes. So if you need help, ask a friend, ask a neighbor. There's a lot of people have been reaching out for me, asking if I need help with grocery and shopping and such, and that's really nice. So yeah, I will link below some information about what are the test criteria, like what are the priority groups. They are in Finnish though, so you could translate them, or there's some resources in Finnish with like a list of phone number to call in case you have or you suspected to contracting this disease, and hopefully we are all healthy and take care of yourself. Stay home. See you later.